Welcome to the 12 Report with Blessings Musugu. These are the headlines. U.S. military begins specialized training to help Nigerian forces improve capacity and readiness. Nigerian Bar Association holds annual conference, 6 solutions to Nigeria's lingering security challenges. Gangs raid church in Haiti, kill at least 40 displaced persons taking shelter there. Now, we have our reporters stationed across different parts of the country and beyond. Chinwe Ogele is standing by in Abia, while Biola Festus joins us from Rivers State. We've got the details in a moment. Let's start off with security matters. The United States military has begun specialized training for Nigerian troops in unmanned aircraft systems, combat casualty care, and other military skills. The training is taking place in Bauchi State under a security cooperation program designed to improve military readiness and operational capacity. AFRICOM says the program covers tactical medicine, weapons handling, explosive ordnance disposal, small unit tactics, and drone operations. Nigerian personnel are also receiving practical training in operating unmanned aircraft systems. The exercises aim to strengthen cooperation and interoperability between Nigeria and American forces. We're still on security. Leaders, lawmakers, and policymakers in the security sector are examining legal and institutional gaps contributing to Nigeria's growing insecurity at the Nigerian Bar Association Annual General Conference. The plenary brings together the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of the Department of State Services, and National Human Rights Commission Chairman, Chief Dr. Anthony Ojukwu. Discussions are focusing on challenges facing security agencies, the effectiveness of existing laws, and possible reforms to strengthen interagency coordination and accountability in tackling violent crime. News Central covered this earlier live, and right now Biola Festus is currently at the event where the legal juggernauts and the legal practitioners are discussing the security situation in the country. Biola Festus, if you can hear us, what has been the highlight of the conversation so far?
Session of today's conference just ended, and the topic, of course, was non-government. Now there were panelists brought together to discuss this topic. We have Anthony Ojukwu, of course, who is the Secretary of the Human Rights Commission in Nigeria. We also have activists. We have the likes of VDM. They all came together to discuss this topic. And of course, during the discourse, there were allegations that the military personnel who are supposed to be securing Nigeria are also part of this insecurity that have bedeviled the country. We also had VDM submit that perpetrators should be executed even before trials. All of these were things that transpired at the just concluded session titled Non-Government. Well, I will not be discussing this alone. Let's bring in legal luminary. We have the well-known Kanayo or Kanayo. Let's have him speak on this. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We are not speaking blood money here. No, we are talking legal matters. Yes. Now, there's been this blame shift on the non-government and of course the security operatives. What do you make out of this?
First, I must give kudos to security agencies. It's good to appreciate people for the little or the much they have contributed. But when your best is not good enough, you need to do more. I think the expectations of Nigerians are in the right mode and platitude, because a citizen is expected to at least enjoy the benefits of being a citizen by not watching his back wherever he goes to, by his children going to school and coming back. So the security agencies, in a lot of ways, have fallen short. And it's very disturbing because it stops economic activities in all sectors. So we are worried. I mean, if you recall, 4 or 5 years ago, we talked about unknown gunmen. Now, the Nigerian Bar Association, in its wisdom, has said, there are now known gunmen. And that will be a shame to security agencies who are supposed to know and have intelligence report to not fish out these people wherever they are. So that means there's this conspiracy somewhere along the line and sabotage within the system. And that's what the security agencies, in their wisdom, must fish out for them to also have peace in their work.
Okay, I do not mean to be sarcastic. Now, these people that are perpetrating this mayhem, I think they are taking the blood of Nigerians for their own personal benefit. Now, are the military personnel, the law enforcement agencies, and of course our judiciary, are they doing the much they should do?
It is something that has to be placed on the altar of straightforwardness. If the citizens are worried, it shows the security agencies are not doing what they're supposed to do. For instance, what do you do when somebody is identified as a terrorist? What do you do when a community has been taken over by bandits? I mean, if we have a straight structure, what it means is that the state must operate like a state. So when you have the judiciary, if matters are brought to them, and when these matters are brought to them, they don't deal with it. It goes in favor of the one who brings a lot of money. The citizens will actually be on the other side.
Thank you so much for your time. That's all we can say. Well, Blessings, thank you so much for your time. So, Blessing, let's also bring in the secretary of the incoming executive of the Nigerian Bar Association. Let him also talk with us. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Now we have seen much discussion about this situation of insecurity in Nigeria. We know that the law enforcement agencies also have to work with the judiciary. Now let's talk about the fact that the justice system delays. Do you think this also adds to the problem?
For me, thank you for having me, first of all. For me, the issue of insecurity is something that is of concern to all Nigerians. And I think it's the responsibility of all of us, not just the security or the judiciary, to bring it to end. Each and every one of us has a role to play to contribute to the end of insecurity in our dear country, Nigeria. Yes, we experience delays in the judicial process, but then I'm aware that the courts give some concession to some of the cases that has to do with insecurity by giving accelerated hearing in deserving cases, thereby making their own contribution to make sure that the insecurity scourge is abated.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. So let's move over to my final guest for today. Okay, so he's no longer willing. So while we continue to discuss the cause of insecurity in the country and ways to avert it and, of course, bring it to a halt, there have been submission, especially by a very dark man who was part of the panelists in there a moment ago. He said that there should be execution just on site. That means without trial. So the question is now open to the Nigerian judiciary system to see whether or not that is a path to two, given the spate of insecurity across the country. Back to you, Blessings.
All right, thank you so much, Biola Festus, for that. And I see what you did there with Kanayo, but very important conversation that has been going on there at the NBA. We know that, some people are of the opinion that you shoot on site, but it's good that there's a balance to the equation. And Biola has been doing justice to the coverage of that. News Central will still be bringing you up to speed regarding this particular information. Now let's come back to Lagos. The State Police Command has arrested a father and his son for alleged internet fraud, with the father reportedly providing traditional and fetish materials used by his son to defraud clients based abroad. According to the police, the son allegedly used the materials in carrying out the fraud, while his father supported the operation by supplying the items. Meanwhile, the police say investigations into the case are ongoing.
I went broke towards that February when I don't have nothing. So I struggled. So I met my dad. I told my dad that Dad, I'm facing a lot this period. That the client I'm talking to don't usually used to respond well to me. that what is going on, that I'm not happy with the way I'm living my life because I can't be disturbing anyone that's my age. So it's the one that helped me to prepare the soap, and she also told me that I should calm, that the soap that I'm bathing will help me to make it my client to be responding well to me. And all the payment that she has paid me is not up to, let me say, 1.5 or 2 million. I go to church, I pray, I preach. In fact, I will have my foundation school, my foundation class certificate. I'm the one that put my father in this kind of situation. That this kind of thing have never happened in my family. It's just like I'm the one spoiling my family name. I know that I'm spoiling my family name. I'm just trying my best to make everything possible, to make everybody happy.
Like the soap in the casket, it is to, when a child is always sick, and it's to avert death, student death from a sick person. That is what the soap is for. Then that the casket will not be your portion. If you are betting the soap, you said casket will not be my portion. The student death will not be my portion. That's the soap. I met my forefathers doing it, generation to generation we've been doing it. So it's a normal thing we do. But then the other one that is tied is somebody that he came to me that he did a job for one woman, that woman refused to pay. And because of that, he cannot continue doing his business because a lot of money has been tied down by that woman. That I should do anything I know I could do for the woman to pay her. He never told me that, look, I want to use this to dupe somebody, or I want to use it to do fraud. He didn't put it that way. I will still use the opportunity to advise fathers to monitor their boys, their youths, no matter how they claim they are matured.
Let's head now to Enugu, where 3 kidnapped victims have been rescued by the State Police Command following a swift response to a carjacking and abduction incident in the state. The victims were abducted by armed men who reportedly blocked their Lexus RX 350 in the Independence layout area of Enugu in the early hours of August 18, 2026. Police operatives attached to the anti-cultism subunit of the Violent Crime Response Unit pursued the suspects to Hillview Road, where the assailants abandoned the vehicle and fled. The victims were rescued unharmed with support from members of the Neighborhood Watch Group and other residents. Police recovered the Lexus, 2 locally made firearms, 6 rounds of ammunition, a mobile phone, hand gloves, and a ski mask. The command says a manhunt is underway for the fleeing suspects while investigations continue. You're live with us on the 12 Report. We go on a break now. When we come back, we've got more stories. A Muslim mark Prophet Muhammad's birth on Eid al-Mawlud. We have more. Do stay with us. Glad you're still with us. Muslims across Nigeria are today celebrating Eid al-Mawlud, commemorating the birth of Prophet Muhammad. The occasion provides an opportunity for prayer, reflection, and renewed commitment to the teachings of the Prophet, particularly compassion, humility, justice, and peaceful coexistence. The federal government declared today, August 25, a public holiday for the celebration, urging Nigerians to promote peace and unity as Muslim faithful across the country gather in prayers and reflect on the Prophet's teachings while praying for peace, stability, and prosperity. News Central's Emmanuel Olubobokun joins us now for more on this. Emmanuel, can you take us through the significance of today's celebration and how the celebrations are going across Nigeria?
A very good day to you too in the studio. Yes, I'm right here at a mosque to speak with an imam about what the significance of the day actually means or actually entails. You know, this day we say that it's a celebration of the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, and we've gone around places, we've seen those can't see people not come, people actually are celebrating the day. But this day basically is not really a day for big celebration. It's just a day to sit down and reflect. But to speak and share more light on this, I have with me Sheikh Alhaji Abdul Wahid Aderi Lawal. He is the chief imam, Sawiya Torikat Tijaniyat, and also Ojokoro Central Mosque. A very good day to you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Why is this day very important? Why is it significant, sir?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala khairul khaliki Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallim. I give thanks to Almighty Allah, who has shown us the existence of the noblest of the all prophets of Allah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today is the day Muhammad was born, and we are marking the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. Its importance is just to enable all Muslims all over the world to remember the advent of an epitome of emulation, to remember the coming up of the savior of the whole world, to remember the birth of that man that has come to institutionalize constitution and authority of governance in the whole world, to remember the day that man who has come to show the whole world the meaning of peace. Before Muhammad was born, the whole world was in disarray. People were killing people from everywhere and from every angle. If somebody from some family kills somebody, the whole family will move again to that same family and avenge. It's this person that came and stopped all this. In the past, when people give birth to girls, they always bury them alive. It's the man who came to end that. It's the man who came to establish a constitution that governs a community where Muslims, Christians, and Jews were living together. And even people who were idol worshippers. He maintained peace among all of them. This is the man we are celebrating today.
So what's significant? What does this entail for Muslim faithful?
What it entails for Muslim is to remember his life, his activities, his sayings, and his preachings, so that we can emulate him. We can cannot perfectly do all that he did, but we can try as much as possible to emulate his character. So coming to celebrate this Maulud Nabi gives us an opportunity to remember who Muhammad was, and for all of us to start to emulate him.
So definitely your words for the people is for Muslims and even everyone alike is to actually live in peace, I believe.
My word for Muslims and everyone in this country is to maintain peace, because Muhammad came for peace. He was not sent, but as a messenger unto mankind. Ma arsalnaka illa rahmatan lil alamin. We have not sent you, but as a mercy unto mankind. Muhammad teaches us to be peaceful among one another, to help one another, to assist ourselves. Whether you are a Muslim, Christian, or idol worshippers, nobody has the right to intimidate anybody, because what he came for is humanity first. Because when we talk about Islam, the meaning of Islam means peace with God and peace with man. If you are in peaceful relationship with your God, you must also relate with people peacefully. So secondly, Muhammad teaches us to be tolerant, to accommodate one another, and to accept whatever condition we find ourselves. He taught us how to be peaceful with our government, because the Quran says, Ati'u Allaha wa ati'u Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. You must always obey God, obey the Prophet, and those who are in charge of authority. If you come up and say, oh, this country is good, and you start to abuse the government or to cause chaos within the community, it's not what Islam teaches. It's not what Muhammad preaches. We have to be patient. We have to be tolerant. We must try to understand what the country is saying. We must be able to tap into the availability of opportunities that are available in our country. People are complaining of hard, but the country is hard. Yes, it is hard. But despite that fact, there are still opportunities for us to make our moves. People are buying houses, they are building houses, they are buying cars. Where are they making the money for? There are various opportunities. Government itself has opened so many opportunities for people to tap upon. So if you just sit down there complaining, the country is bad, you will not get anything. Those people that are traveling abroad to go and find, a better life there, most of them, we always wish to come back to Nigeria, because what they meet there is not conducive at all. They live a very tight, life there. So only they cannot come back without bringing anything. So those of us who are here now, we should make use of what is available here. You can see the Chinese, they are coming. People from so many countries, they are coming to invest in America. Some companies who left Nigeria so many years ago, they are coming back now. Shell has decided to come back to even invest more than 20 billion in the Nigerian economy, because they have seen the opportunities. So those opportunities are available for all of us to tap from. As an imam, as a Muslim, as a Christian, you have various opportunities. You have a lot of things you can do. We have our lands, we have our mineral resources. You can do so many things to make your life better. So what we should concentrate upon is how to make our life better instead of causing problem, banditry. All these things would not help anybody. So that is my wish for people.
Now, thank you very much, sir, for the time, sir. And there you have it. the key thing we can pick up from there is what? Live in peace, tolerate ourselves, and work with what we have here in Nigeria. Like you said, we have so many opportunities here in Nigeria that we can tap into, be it Christians, be it Muslims, and the key word there is to live in harmony and live in peace. So from here, that's all we can take home, and I believe it's something we can also take home there in the studio. Live in peace and also tolerate ourselves. Back to you in the studio.
Indeed, we've heard it from Emmanuel Olubobokun, who has just spoken with a sheikh, a Muslim cleric, on the celebration of Eid al-Maulud. And he said, and I'm reiterating, living in peace is very pivotal, especially to human existence. You're live with us on the 12 Report. We go on a quick break. When we come back, we have more stories. Do stay with us. Abia State government says it has commenced the full payment of gratuity to all verified pensioners of state and local government who retired between 2001 and 2010. The Commissioner for Information, OK Kanu, disclosed this on Monday, August 24, 2026, at Government House, Umuahia, while briefing journalists on the outcome of this week's State Executive Council meeting. Kanu said the State Executive Council had carefully considered the report of the committee, constituted to review and develop a sustainable framework for the payment of the outstanding gratuity owed to retirees at both the state and local government levels. He also said the government will not be able to clear the entire arrears of 24 years within 3 years, saying there will be a systematic clearing of the arrears.
The committee established a comprehensive review that successive administrations in Abia State, particularly those of Governors Theodore Amefloji and Okeze Victory, has only affected less than 0.01% of gratuity payment to retirees who left the service between 2011 and May 2023. Specifically, upon review of records from the State Pensions Board and Local Government Pensions Board, the committee determined the total outstanding gratuity liability to be 61.8 billion, covering both state and local government retirees. So if you have to do a summary of the outstanding gratuities between 2001 and 2010, was 7.2 billion. Between 2011 and 2023, ending May 2023, May 29, 2023 was 43.6 billion. 2023, May 30, 2023 to the present is 10.9 billion. That's how the total of 61.8 came about.
Well, we want to hear more about the plans by Abia State to clear the pensioners' backlog. And News Central's Chinwe Ugeli will be joining us live to give us the updates. Chinwe, tell us what more you know about this.
For a long period of time, pensioners in Abia State will have cause to glorify God because the Abia State government says it has commenced payment or clearing of arrears of gratuities. Remember, we are not talking about pensions this time around. We are talking about gratuities, which is part of their entitlement that they were supposed to receive upon retirement from active service. And yesterday, the Abia State Commissioner for Information, OK Kanu, announced that the government has just commenced clearing of those arrears. And then he did say that the payments will be done in installments in parts, because right now they are taking care of those of them that cover from 2001, that is 2001 to 2010. So, and then it will go the sum of about 7 billion naira to clear. You know, the total sum they're looking at here is about 60 billion naira to be able to clear the arrears from 2001 to 2025. But then the people themselves, the pensioners themselves, are happy that they are taking one step at a time. I did call the chairman of NUP in Abia State, and he told me on phone that it is one step at a time. They are happy that the government is able to do this right now, but then they will still, pursue other causes in time to come. But for now, they are taking what they have received in good faith, and they are happy for it. I have here with me also a pensioner who I would like to, for her to share for us how it's been for her, having served for a period of time, and upon retirement, she did not get her gratuity. Good day, ma'am.
Good day. How are you?
I'm fine. Please, ma, can you tell us your name?
I am Mrs. Love Enyelama.
Ma, what year did you retire from service?
I retired in 2015, 1st of July.
Ma, were you given your gratuity when you retired?
No, nobody spoke of gratuity at that time. Even pension seemed like a far cry. This is the first time somebody has been courageous enough to begin to talk about gratuity. And from what we have seen of our governor, he is not a man of many words. He has no time for frivolities. He puts something into action. You will see it. And no, he means business.
Okay, obviously you are confident that the government will clear this arrears.
All of us are rejoicing in advance because of what we have seen about the stability of his character. He's not playing politics with it. We know that God will visit us through him. Make no mistake about it. He is there for us.
All right, finally, ma, we understand that some people were selectively paid by previous administration. Did you know about that?
I knew that there was some kind of underhand handling of pension at that time because people were pressed against the wall. They were talked into accepting a token that you can't even relate with the totality of their pension. But because of the headship, because they didn't want to die, they accepted it. And I think that is what kind of delays the working out of the details of this movement. I, for one, I never went and I never took. So I am here telling God every day, I shall be alive to get this thing and glorify God. It is to his own glory and to no man's glory.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it. So, all right. So after 11 years, this madam just told us that she's so grateful and happy that the government has remembered her and her contemporaries, and they will be receiving their gratuities. But there is an element of this which we'll definitely explore in the coming days. We'll have to find out the number of people, the number of pensioners that are going to receive these gratuities, because it's not just about telling us the amount of money that will be spent, who are receiving these sums. And like you heard from her, there were some people who received payments during the past administrations. So government will have to also inform the public because they owe much to the public. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Chimogene there with the update on Abia pensioners' backlog, and they have made it absolutely clear that they can't clear all the years of backlog in just 3 years. But what matters is the efforts being made. Following the abduction of the first wife of the Bale of Dabu community in Kwara State last Friday, residents of the small community are now fleeing their homes for safety. Many have reportedly taken refuge in nearby Okiode, the closest community to Dabu, amid fears of further attacks. Our correspondent Joshua Imurai is currently in the area and joins us live. Joshua, this is a sad development. What is the situation on the ground? What are the residents telling you about the circumstances surrounding the abduction? And I'm sure that they're discussing with you from far away from their homes, which is also a very sad occurrence as well. Please tell us more.
Well, good afternoon to you, Blessings. I'm currently live at Dabu community in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State, and this is the scene where it happened. Behind me is the home of the Bale whose wife was abducted. Yayoka was abducted last Friday night and snatched away from her home, and abductors are reportedly demanding 20 million naira. The small community seems abandoned because I could hear myself speak. That is a mosque over there. A couple of houses spread across, but I can tell you for sure there are limited amount of persons we are seeing here. I could count the persons I'm seeing. Those are 2 persons there. And on the other side, a couple of homes which have been abandoned. Somebody was here, the son of the Bale, the person of Abiodun, who is here, Abiodun Shehu. Abiodun will join me shortly to give us a first-hand experience of what transpired and perhaps the continuous experience and what has transpired, the development surrounding the entire abduction. Abiodun, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Look at the television. Look at the camera over there. Tell us, were you here when that thing happened?
Yes, I was there.
Tell us what happened. What did you see? What did you hear?
Because they are living, this is the place she was sleeping, and we were sleeping here. But in the time that thing was happening, someone can't hear, you can't hear anything if you are inside this house. So we can't hear anything. But the girl sleeping with her said there are 6 that they come. Small children, 4 with adults too.
Let's come up the road. Let's come up the road now. Did you hear gunshot? What did you see?
No, they did not shoot.
But now, after the incident, where are the members of the community? Where is your dad? Where is your family?
They have left this place. They are not living in the next town.
You don't sleep here anymore?
Yes.
So what do you come to do here now?
We just come to check our farm. We are going back soon.
Well, you just heard from the young man, Abiodun, who is the son of the recently abducted woman, Iya Yoka. This particular incident has sent shockwave to members of the community who are now abandoning their farmland to seek refuge in the nearest community, which happens to be Okeode. This is what it is. Settlers, community members, as well as farmers are being chased away from their community as a result of the recent abduction in parts of Kwara State. So this is what it is. We'll be going into Okeode to see if we can establish communication with the Bale of this community. But this is the current development as we speak. Blessings.
All right, Joshua Marai there. In all you do, please stay safe. It's a sad one, and we're hoping that there's no reoccurrence of that. I would like to quickly find out, Joshua, maybe in one word or in one line, has there been any security presence there since you've been there?
Well, trying to assess the community, we met a couple of police checkpoints. The last one we saw was the checkpoint of military personnel. 2 military personnel we saw on that checkpoint. And before then, we saw some sort of community arrangement for hunters who have mounted several roadblocks before we got to this community. So that is what we are seeing. But within the community, we are seeing an absence of security presence and what we might be a semblance of community policing with individuals stopping us, asking us questions to know if we have good intention. So that is a security arrangement within this community for now. But with regards to the checkpoints, they are in the outer part of the community before you could access this particular community.
All right, Joshua Marai there with the update on the Kwara kidnapping. Now, residents of Jos in Plateau State have called on the state government to expedite the repairs of several roads within the capital currently in deplorable conditions. They say this is necessary to end accidents on the portions of the road and shorten commute time. Our correspondent Chizoba Anyowe felt the pulse of the commuters on the worsening road conditions within Jos Metropolis and filed this report.
This is the look that major roads within the Jos Bukuru Metropolis now wear. These potholes have lingered for some months now, drawing the attention of road users to the wear and tear of their vehicles, which may also result in accidents.
This bad road has effect on road users like keke, cars and the rest. Particularly my concern is that of Rukuba Road. You know, there are a lot of potholes.
It's easily to spoil every vehicle, and the keke, it can easily spoil it. Even we that are trekking now, you see, bad road is not good.
This road don't spoil well. People motor they spoil. Now this place they create accident for here too, because everybody want to invite the place.
Their call is on government to make hay while the sun shines.
Please, I'm pleading. Let government look about it to do something about it.
So if the government look the place, try to repair the place, it will go better.
I would need to plead with the government or the authority concerned to see how they can amend that route, because it has caused a lot of accidents.
When approached, the Commissioner for Works in the state, Joshua Obandoma, commended New Central team for the prompt and called for caution on the part of commuters before full repairs are carried out.
We've overlaid that place before, but those are new ones. Commuters are to be careful the way they apply because there are major potholes that you've identified. But we're going to do something like palliative measures now to see how we can cushion the effect at this moment so that people will just come, it will not be a death trap, as a lot of them are saying.
Spanning over 40 years since the road was first constructed, Obandoma said plans are underway for full repairs to be carried out on the several of the roads.
When we start the maintenance within this rainy season now, it's going to it's not going to last. So we're trying to allow by September mid when the rains have reduced, then we will now re-maintain it. That's why we're still holding on. But with this outcry again, we have to do some palliative or cushioning measures to ensure that we reduce the impact on commuters.
This is the popular Polo roundabout in the city of Jos, the capital of Plateau State. And if you can see very well, it is a busy area where road users have been complaining bitterly about the deteriorating situation of the roads in the town, especially here. And so it has caused many accidents. People have complained, cars have been damaged and all of those. And so for all of these to be brought under control, these road users are calling on government, both the state and federal, to wade into the situation to ensure safer roads for the users. In Plateau, for New Central, Chizoba Aniowe.
Chizoba there with the update on the deplorable state of the road in Jos, Plateau State. Still to come, gangs raid church in Haiti, kill at least 40 displaced persons taking shelter there. The details of this and more after the break. Thanks for staying with us. Now, at least 40 people have been killed after gang members attacked displaced people sheltering in a church in Kenskoff near Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. The town's mayor, Marcelin Jeune, described the attack as a night of terror, saying some victims were executed while dozens were wounded and others abducted. The attack happened on Sunday night as armed groups continued efforts to expand their control in Kenskoff. The Haitian government has promised to deploy security reinforcements to restore order. Nearly 1.5 million Haitians are currently displaced amid worsening gang violence and severe food insecurity. Haiti is scheduled to hold a general election in December, its first national election since 2016.
Hier soir, à partir de 9h, entre 10h, vivre ensemble entre ça nous constate à genoux. Nous avons 50 personnes, 45 à 50 personnes à terre. Ça qui nous bois, nous ne connaissons pas. Ça qui nous rage, ça qui nous abandonne, nous ne connaissons pas. Nous ne connaissons pas. Mais, moun sa yo, sous ça, des petits jeunes, avenir pays à demain. Nous redis maman et papa redis pour mener pour apprendre l'école, pour utile pays à demain, à lui dire de fusionner avec cadet, tout les
paysans pas capable encore. Paysans besoin de sécurité. Hier reçoit simplement moi-même actuellement là j'ai 8 personnes qui proche moi qui tombé. S'il vous plaît l'État central, résout le problème non. Pas ni pour cadet, pas ni pour magistrat en place là. M'a demandé l'État central. Ba nous opportunité, ba nous sécurité. Il y a trop de paysans qui mourent.
British Prime Minister Andy Burnham has visited Kiev for the first time, reaffirming Britain's continued support for Ukraine on its Independence Day. Burnham met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky after both leaders attended Independence Day events in the capital. Zelensky thanked Britain for its support since the beginning of Russia's war against Ukraine. Following their bilateral meeting, the two leaders signed agreements to strengthen cooperation between Britain and Ukraine in artificial intelligence. Burnham's visit comes as Ukraine continues to defend itself against Russia's invasion, with Britain maintaining its commitment to supporting Kiev.
Previous prime ministers have been here, and my predecessor Keir was a big supporter, helped bring about the coalition of the willing. I felt I needed to come to make sure that you knew and the people know that there's no change in Britain's support. We will not be here today, gone tomorrow. We will be there for you. And that's been the case under all of the governments, all of the political parties that have been in power, and that continues. And I just wanted to leave no doubt about that.
Canada will announce on Tuesday its response to new U.S. tariffs as tensions between longtime allies escalate into a trade war. The United States imposed a 50% tariff on select Canadian goods after the two countries failed to reach a deal. President Donald Trump has also threatened to double tariffs on Canadian autos to 50% next year. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada will retaliate with tariffs targeting U.S. steel, dairy, agricultural equipment, paper and electronics. Carney says Washington made unacceptable demands during negotiations, while U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance blamed Canada for unreasonable last-minute demands.
Well, we made progress. We did make some progress in recent weeks. In the end, that momentum reversed, and we could not accept what the U.S. had offered, nor could we give what they asked. That's not to say there won't be challenges in the road ahead, but we're ready to meet them because we have all we need right here. The workers, the engineers, the ambition, and the right plan for a stronger Quebec and a stronger Canada. Building at home and diversifying our trade abroad, that's not plan B. It's been our plan A from the start. Pendant plus d'un an, le Canada a travaillé sans relâche et de bonne foi avec les États-Unis pour négocier un nouvel accord commercial global. Nous avons été pragmatiques, patients et persévérants. On veut de conclure un accord qui protège les travailleurs québécois et canadiens et leurs familles, qui renforce notre économie et qui respecte la souveraineté du Canada ainsi que la langue et la culture française.
Well, that's all on the 12 Report today. Sending your eyewitness reports to the WhatsApp number on the screen because we want to see what you see. Also follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Go TV channel 23, Star Times 274, Avo TV and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Blessings Wasugu.